Headlines: bandits kill 3 travelers, kidnap 2 farmers in Niger. Police arrest 54-year-old woman with 350 rounds of ammunition in Yobe. Defense headquarters refutes appointment of acting coas, warns against military takeover calls. Away from Nigeria, hospitals under fire as Israeli forces deepen operations in northern Gaza. Good evening and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I am Aisha Salihu. We begin with security updates and to a sad development. At least 3 people have reportedly lost their lives on the Bangi-Kotonkoro Road in Mariga local government area of Niger State when bandits opened fire on their vehicle. According to residents, the attack happened on Sunday morning when the victims were on their way to the market. One of the locals, who preferred anonymity, said bandits blocked the road between Bangi and Kotonkoro and started shooting on moving vehicles. A survivor, Alhaji Shehu, said the driver of his vehicle, a lady, and another victim, identified as Alhaji Ibrahim, were killed. Locals say farmers were also kidnapped while harvesting rice on their farm. While the spokesperson of the Niger State Police Command, SP Wasiu Abiodun, is yet to react to the incident, the chairman of Mariga local government area, Abbas Musa Kasuwa Gadba, confirmed the incident. He said attacks by bandits have become regular in the area due to the border between Zamfara, Kebbi, and Kaduna states through Birnin Gwari axis. The Yobe State Police Command has successfully apprehended Hamsatu Modu of Morame Village, Jakana Kunduga local government area of Borno State for trafficking ammunition from Buniyadi to Damaturu, the state capital. This was contained in a statement signed by the Public Relations Officer of the command, DSP Dungus Abdul Karim. He said the suspect was arrested by the police operatives, A Divisional Police Headquarters, Damaturu. According to him, the police command received credible intelligence regarding a suspected gun runner en route to Damaturu. He added that the Commissioner of Police, CP Garba Ahmed, reaffirms the command's commitment to combating crime and urges community members to sustain their cooperation with security agencies. More on security matters. The Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru, says the federal government is committed to restoring security for peace and harmony in the communities affected by ethno-religious conflict in Plateau State. The minister said on Sunday during a meeting with warring communities in the state. Trust TV's Ado Musa has more.
The minister's visit comes amid the growing insecurity in Plateau State, including banditry and farmer-herder clashes that have resulted in loss of lives in recent times. The minister and the General Officer Commanding 3 Division, Nigerian Army, Major General Abdisalami Abubakar, inspected the guard of honor at the Maxwell Kobe Cantonment, proceeded to the military pavilion where he addressed troops of division and Operation Safe Haven. He charged them to be professional in their conduct and assured them that adequate measures have been put in place for their welfare.
I really want to acknowledge, through your efforts, the numerous reforms that you have received from the bad guys, as well as ammunition, and you have posted so many local arms producing factories. We thank you for that effort. We urge you to continue to do so, and we urge you to end it and end it now. Are we ready to end insecurity in the plateau?
Yes, sir. The minister also engaged stakeholders in various local council areas, including Wase, Bokos, Barkiladi, Mangu and Riom, on how to find lasting solutions to the perennial insecurity in the state.
Meeting, you have seen the representative of the governor sitting You have seen the security agencies. You have seen the local government chairman of the 5 affected local governments. You have seen all the major stakeholders, religious leaders, the Hardos, the Fulani leaders, and the Hausa leaders. Everybody is here, and we spoke frankly. And I represent the federal government. There are recommendations that are being sent to the state, and recommendations that the federal government will look into.
General Officer Commanding 3 Division, Nigerian Army, Major General Abdisalami Abubakar, described the minister's visit as timely, saying the Nigerian Army has put in place measures toward handling the conflicts in the state.
Your esteemed presence here today will add personal touch and impetus to the deliberations. This meeting will also afford the Honorable Minister of Defense another unique opportunity to appraise both the kinetic and non-kinetic efforts which we have employed towards protecting the lives and property of the citizenry.
Other stakeholders said they look forward to a peaceful coexistence among ethnic groups in the state.
Well, one of the major things we noticed is just an issue of understanding. Issue of understanding, one, between all the parties involved, and then secondly, trying to get people to give or accept some concessions in order for us to have, genuine peace within the state.
I think it's turning out to give us the best of what we are looking for quite a long time. That's peace. And, we succeed by discussing on a round table, and by the discussion today, it has proven that by coming together, we will achieve the desired goal.
The minister's visit is believed by many to be a morale booster for the troops, and hopefully it will be foster peaceful coexistence in the state. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
The Nigerian Army has dismissed media reports suggesting that there is a leadership vacuum following the absence of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tarid Lagbaja. It also issued a warning to those calling for a military coup, describing it as a treasonable offense under the law. The clarification comes in a statement signed by the Director, Defense Information, Brigadier General Tukur Gusau, on Monday, after a viral video where some persons were aggrievedly calling for a military takeover surfaced online. It also clarified that there was never an appointment of an acting Chief of Army Staff to replace Tarid Lagbaja, who it said is on annual leave. It advised media organizations to verify information with the appropriate authorities before releasing fake news to the public. And to the southeast now, the Anambra State government has vowed to hunt down perpetrators of the cult-related killings that occurred at the Nibo community in Awka South local government area of the state on Sunday. In a press statement on Monday, the Anambra State Commissioner for Information, Law, therefore, says the state government was aware of the incident and had commenced steps to hunt down the perpetrators. The killings, which resulted in the death of no fewer than 13 persons, occurred when some hoodlums suspected to be cultists invaded an arena near the venue where the community's New Yam Festival was held. The hoodlums were said to have emerged from a Lexus 300 Jeep and opened fire on people having fun at the arena, thereby killing 8 persons instantly before proceeding to another location where other casualties were also recorded. The 6th Division of the Nigerian Army, Port Harcourt, says troops of the division have destroyed about 32 oil bunkering sites and recovered about 250,000 liters of stolen petroleum products. In a statement issued in Port Harcourt on Monday by the Assistant Director of Public Relations of the division, Lieutenant Colonel Danjuma Jonah, the Nigerian Army said it arrested several suspects, destroyed 54 locally constructed boats used for criminality, as well as intercepted a few vehicles used for conveying stolen products. In Rivers State, the Army said several operations were conducted with huge successes recorded. Among them was the one at Omoko in Ogba Egbema Ndoni local government area along River Egbe Ngbedei, where troops deactivated 2 illegal refining sites, 3 large tanks filled with over 45,000 liters of stolen crude, 6 drums filled with over 1,200 liters of soda automotive gas oil, and 2 mini tanks with over 3,000 liters of stolen products. In Bayelsa State, he said troops conducted several strangulation operations, including at Olukama 1 and Amalagakiri general areas in Nembe local government area, where 2 illegal refining sites were deactivated with over 5,000 of stolen products recovered. The army said in Delta State, a tipper truck was intercepted with over 30 drums of stolen condensate, and 2 occupants of the vehicle were arrested, while in Warri South local government area, 2 active illegal refining sites were taken out with several holding facilities destroyed. Sugarcane farmers along the Buruku axis of the river Benue say they are making a decent living from trading in the crop and are therefore urging more Nigerians to take to sugarcane farming to enable them survive the prevailing hardship. A visit to the riverside reveals that the area is a beehive of activities throughout the year as farmers, middlemen and hawkers trade in sugarcane for a living. Jimmy Azande reports.
In Buruku, the small-scale sugarcane business owners are having good sales through mass patronage. This is a major source of employment here. With the plans to construct a bridge across the river, most of the canoe operators, our youth, can fall back to sugarcane farming. The government must come in to make it a bigger venture. While the business also has its challenges, including the cost of farming and preservation, consumers say sugarcane satisfies their hunger and is also good for the health. Sugarcane is quite good, especially for some of us ulcer patients. With the cost of food now, sugarcane can help satisfy hunger. It has no health challenges. We need a company here to process the sugarcane into finished products. A major problem in farming sugarcane is a high cost of fertilizer and insecticides. With this cost, we don't get a yield to supply the demands. This is a source of employment that the government should encourage. Sugarcane farming is common in the northern part of Nigeria and has a viable chain ranging from the farmers, middlemen, hawkers, manufacturers, and the final consumers. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
Justice Mahmoud Abdul Ghaffar of the Kwara State High Court has fixed December 3rd for the commencement of the trial of the former governor of Kwara State, Abdul Fattah Ahmed, over alleged diversion of public fund to the tune of 3 billion naira. The former governor, who was rearranged from the Federal High Court, is being charged for diversion of Universal Basic Education Fund for other purposes. During the rearrangement on Monday at the State High Court, Ilori, the former governor and his former commissioner for finance, Demola Banu, pleaded not guilty to the charges and were granted bail in the sum of 100 million naira each. The prosecuting counsel said the rearrangement from the Federal High Court to State High Court was as a result of conclusion of investigation of other aspects of the allegations and to avoid moving from one court to another.
The case came up today for the first time, and our charge was accepted by the judge, and we applied that the charge be read over to the defendants, which the court granted and read it over to them, and the case is adjourned to 3rd and 5th of December for trial. That's all. And the court also admitted them to bail because they were enjoying both administrative bail and the bail in the other court. They pleaded not guilty. We investigated other aspects of the allegation made against them. So the investigation was completed, and it is just prudent to have them in one court as again moving from one court to the other. So that's what we have done. The charge is just merely on vehement of fund meant for universal basic education.
The charges was withdrawn last week at the Federal Court, and my client, that is His Excellency Governor Fatai Ahmed, was arraigned before this particular court this morning, and the charges was read to him, and he pleaded not guilty, and we applied for the bail. Bail was granted, and the matter is adjourned to December.
You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Still ahead. Orientation Agency advocates national culture for Nigeria's unity and development. We'll bring you more news on return. Do stay with us. It's nice to have you join us again. Let's have another look at some of our top stories. We told you that bandits killed 3 travelers, kidnapped 2 farmers in Niger State. You also heard police arrest 54-year-old woman with 350 rounds of ammunition in Yobe State. And to other stories, the National Orientation Agency says there is need to foster a national culture that reflects the common destiny of Nigerians through the National Values Charter. This is even as Nigerians on the streets of Abuja has been speaking on the new national anthem 5 after it was reintroduced. Director General of the NOA, Lanre Isa Onilu, stated this while speaking to Trust TV's Neil Sampson, and he said the National Values Charter, among other things, will help Nigerians embrace the virtues of patriotism and nation building. The report.
The National Values Charter is categorized into 2. The Nigerian Promise, which is a promise made by the Nigerian state through its elected representatives, and the Citizens Code, which represents the obligations of the citizenry to nation building. While the leaders led both work to ensure the advancement of the nations, the led have reasons to question some of the policies of the leaders, like the new national anthem and its impact on the lives of the citizens at a time of economic hardship.
Yes, they're supposed to take it. It's a very good national item. When I was in primary school, that's what we were singing. Even in secondary school, before Obasanjo's regime came as a military head of state and changed it. You understand me? But when you look at the stanzas of the new national item, okay, all complete Nigeria, you see, say where everybody will be treated equally, where everything, no person will be oppressed.
I don't think so. They don't take it seriously at all. I take it serious because it's already in the law.
Seriously, with the present situation, I don't think Nigerians are taking the national anthem seriously. Now, the reason why Nigeria are not taking the national anthem seriously is because of the hardship and things are happening. So if they know their work, let them do it. And I think it will be better for Nigerians.
Although many have questioned the timing of the new national anthem, as well as its relevance at the moment, the Director General of the National Orientation Agency speaks on the importance of the anthem and what the agency is doing to ensure that every Nigerian knows about it.
Because this national anthem actually makes more meaning. You know, it's something that actually speaks to who we are. And it's something that we need to work with. It's part of the national identity project. And that's why the campaign that is ongoing in all the 774 local government the 36 states and FCT, are tailored on the National Identity Project, which includes promoting the National Values Charter and also the national symbols, of which the national anthem is a key element.
He also spoke on the importance of the National Value Charter.
A value orientation successfully, if you have not defined what the values are, and for every society, they must have a definitive value system. So for Nigeria, it is there in the chapter 2 of our constitution. And there have been past efforts also at bringing together some value system. But we have not actually, done that definitive, value system for the country. For us to have a shared national identity, for us to be able to identify who a Nigerian is.
The National Value Charter aims to define and documents the core values that will guide all Nigerians, regardless of their ethnic, religious, social, and economic backgrounds. No, Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The National Examination Council has warned school owners and other relevant stakeholders to desist from enrolling candidates for its examinations by proxy. The council, in a statement by the Acting Director, Information and Public Relations, Aziz Sani, observed that such fraudulent practice results in identity theft and parade of fake results. Sani said the council had put in place measures to eradicate all forms of examination malpractice and to check impersonation in all its examinations. The council called on state ministries of education and other school owners to ensure that only personal details of genuine candidates are used for registration in all NECO-conducted examinations. And to developments in business, the federal government has officially approved Seplat Energy's purchase of ExxonMobil's onshore assets valued at $1.28 billion. The approval was confirmed by the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Benga Komolafe, on Monday. Komolafe, while speaking at the NUPRC's third anniversary event in Abuja, said the ministerial approval had now been secured. The approval comes more than 2 years after the deal was announced in February 2022, signaling a prolonged regulatory delay. President Bola Tinubu had indicated on October 1 that the final approval would be granted within days following clearance from the regulatory body. Seplat Energy will acquire a 40% stake in 4 oil mining leases as a result of the approval. The company will also get key infrastructure, including the Kwa Ibo Export Terminal and a 51% stake in the Bonny River Natural Gas Liquid Recovery Plant, both previously owned by Exxon's local subsidiary, Mobil Producing Nigeria Limited. And to developments away from Nigeria, Israeli forces besieged hospitals and shelters for displaced people in the northern Gaza Strip on Monday as they stepped up their operations against Palestinian militants. Residents and medics said troops rounded up men and ordered women to leave the Jabalia historic refugee camp, adding that Israeli airstrike on a house in Jabalia killed 5 people and wounded several others. The United Nations Palestinian Refugee Agency said Israeli authorities were preventing humanitarian missions from reaching areas in the north of the Palestinian enclave with critical supplies, including medicine and food. Medics at the Indonesian hospital told Reuters that Israeli troops stormed a school and detained the men before setting it ablaze, adding that the fire wrecked hospital generators and caused the power outage. Health officials say they had refused orders by the Israeli army, which started a new incursion into the territory's north over 2 weeks ago to evacuate the 3 hospitals in the area or leave the patients unattended. And that concludes the news update on Trust TV at this hour. Remember, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget.